Alright guys, what's up? Today is the 3rd of February 2018. So this is kind of inspired yet again by me being irritated or angry. So it's obviously going to be one of these kind of things. I've gone over extensively about how to survive the flu, how Jupiter and Scorpio as well as Neptune and Pisces are generational signatures that are contributing to this deadly flu outbreak or this pandemic. And so if you want extensive, very, very long, I basically exhausted all my reference notes and every reference I have, going over symptoms, homeopathic remedies, herbal treatments, when to seek emergency intervention, when to not, and stuff like that, and different suggestions on my how to survive the flu, the 2018 flu season. You can go to rayreinhardt.blog and see it. You can look up Chaos Astrology on Facebook as well. Or you can just reference my YouTube channel here as well and look through my recent videos for health horoscopes. So I went over and predicted, actually 2 years ago, that there was going to be some sort of, synchronistic event with the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic. And Neptune and Pisces is a generational signature that's been going on since 2012 that will continue until 2014, or 2024, sorry, that is notorious for plagues and deaths. It's the signature actually that is correlated with the Black Death. And with us having Jupiter and Scorpio, it is exacerbating or mutating flu-like or viral, contagious bacteria. And then on top of that, we have Pluto, which is the ruler of Scorpio, has to do with disease, in the death or famine or grim reaper sign of Capricorn. And now it's conjunct with Saturn as well. So there's all across the board, regardless of how you look at it, it spells out substantial fatalities and deaths and widespread deaths due to illness or poisoning of some way, shape, or form. I actually scripted out and wrote out something as I was waiting for my computer and my phone and stuff to charge. And I'm just going to go ahead and read off that so we can keep this actually a short video. If anybody's interested in what book I referenced for this, The Prescription for Nutritional Healing, I actually see quite a bit of these at thrift stores. I have like 3 or 4 copies myself, and this is one of the most informative, valuable references for health in general and homeopathy and herbalism that I've ever found. So influenza, known as the flu, is a viral infection. Outbreaks of influenza are very common. Individual strains of the virus are constantly changing. So note, Jupiter and Scorpio will be exacerbating those changes. So vaccinations against influenza are only partially successful, typically. Early signs are headache, weakness, aches in arms and legs and back, maybe feverish, and then sometimes with chills, suffers from dry throat or cough. Although influenza is rarely fatal by itself, it does make the patient more susceptible to pneumonia, ear infections, or sinus trouble, because it's a viral thing. But the bacteria that then starts to develop as a result of this viral infection, if you don't actually purge all of it and make sure that you're well nourished, that actually sits and starts to fester. And that's when it can happen within weeks up to 2 months, where you can develop fatal conditions, usually pneumonia or that sort of thing. So it references echinacea and ginger tea will help with fevers and helping to purge the things, as well as slippery elm too. And also eucalyptus oil is beneficial for trying to clear your nasal passages. And a tincture of echinacea and golden seal is recommended and safe for children, by the way. But I'm going to go into this. So the health horoscope for the 2018 flu season. Why is the flu so aggressive this year? This actually ties into one of my colleagues. His name is Theodore White. He specifically focalizes on environmental, patterns and weather, just like the Farmer's Almanac, and astrology. He himself has been warning people for years that we're not going into a global warming, but a global cooling. And it's actually coincides, the flu or these kinds of viral strains are basically the side effects or the results of some of this climate shifts. So environmental factors, despite popular belief, the planet is progressing into an ice age period, not a warming period. The abnormal temperature shifts triggered by the precession of the equinoxes, aka when the North Pole polar cap is slowly tilting its top toward the sun. It's altering the natural climactic flow and internal temperature core of the Earth, hence why some areas in the south are actually getting substantially cold weather. There's even some reports of patches of snow hitting parts of Florida, and even still up in the northern area, like where I live, we've had actually more days that have had better, like warmer weather, as opposed to the Midwest of the United States or even parts of the South. So as a result, catastrophic, abnormal weather, disastrous, or unpredictable seasons are now escalating. Thank you, Uranus-Pluto square. This is the physiological origin of the sweeping pandemic. Notice the severity and record-breaking numbers of those infected and fatalities that are primarily where the seasons are not as harsh during this peak of winter. Uranus-Pluto square plus Neptune-Saturn square are the generational mundane triggers for this. Unfortunately, due to the severe polar winds relentlessly pounding regions and communities that are not prepared for these changes, the death toll will be unfortunately higher than anything in recent history. And due to variable factors, geographical locations, the contagious mutating viral strain will be unlike or will mutate to different characteristics unlike anything biologists or doctors have dealt with in or prepared for in previous flu seasons. Influenza vaccines are not foolproof due to the highly changing compounds of each year's viral DNA or structure. Jupiter in Scorpio, major astrological indicator of this pandemic, along with the traditional culprit Neptune in Pisces, which has been documented for hundreds, if not thousands of years of being correlated with pandemics or plagues. Jupiter translates to benefic or growth. When attributing Jupiter to medical astrology, it can manifest as growth of illness, tumors, cancer, or infectious diseases. Also, excess or overloading one's vital system, organs, or body. Scorpio represents the repercussions of malnutrition, poison, infection, or contamination. It destroys, mutates, and kills all that is weak. Immunity or immune systems, people, food supply, medicine, etc. All that are weak. Which evidently, as medical professionals are now coming out and saying that the flu vaccine is actually not very beneficial for people this year. It's not even like, it might help. People are actually being discouraged from taking it now. And yeah, so Jupiter in Scorpio plus Neptune in Pisces, coupled with the generational implications of Pluto-Uranus square as well as Neptune and Saturn square, and we have Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn, it spells out worldwide fatalities, especially in regions where weather is particularly abnormal and extreme. Disclaimer, I'm not a PhD, I don't have a PhD, I'm not a doctor, therefore my personal advice is not directly instructed to anyone. I am not liable for any individual's choices, aka go seek professional, advice. This is just what I've concluded with astrological signatures, what has been used in medieval and ancient astrology for centuries to predict pandemics and plagues, and this is what I'm personally doing, and I'm going off of that. It's working for me, and I'm still alive, so there's that. But I'm not liable for anybody who decides to do whatever they'd like to do. I still highly suggest that you consult your primary care doctor, not any random doctor at the ER. If you're going to put some sort of trust in or faith in, at this point, that's kind of how I see it, into any kind of medical professional, go to your primary care that knows you. Because a lot of this will have to do with a weak immune systems or preconditions or whatever. Some people that have weak immune systems or are diabetic or something like that could be more susceptible to this. And a doctor at the ER won't know your history thoroughly or won't pay attention, likely because of how exhausted they are from being, dealing with the huge influx of people, and they could easily overlook something, even a really great, credible doctor. So always consult your primary care before trying or incorporating any kind of meds or supplements, etc., or new nutritional regimen, professional recommendations, etc. If it were me, I would never have a flu shot, nor have I ever had a flu shot. Flu shot is artificially administering a weakened strain of the current flu viral bacteria circulating in the air in your area. Granted, remember, if places in warmer regions aren't really susceptible usually to flu outbreaks, then you're getting usually the strain that would work for people in the northern area. There's different environmental and actual just organic variables that could alter the actual structure of the virus, right? So if you're taking something that's specifically supposed to treat some sort of flu strain that's breaking out in some other region of the world and you take it there, it doesn't actually help you, build up immunity to the virus that's now mutating and festering in your area. So, yeah, flu shot is artificially administering a weaker strain of the current flu bacteria circulating in your area or whatever doctors make. AKA, you're consenting to being infected with a strain of the flu similar to what's killing everyone. Here's the number one problem with this. Those susceptible to the flu and those who are not all depend on one very important factor: malnutrition, weak immune systems, and poor health overall. Hence, that's why I also reemphasize going to your primary care and not to some random doctor at the walk-in. Meaning, those who suffer from malnutrition are affected by immune disorders or poor health are twice as likely to have life-threatening complications with any flu virus, including the ones in vaccines. Even those with average or good health can become susceptible to severe or even life-threatening complications when enduring a voluntary infected shot. So nutrition, self-care, and awareness are the only ways to beat the unpredictable flu and influenza pandemic. For those looking for herbalist recipes, homeopathic tips, tricks, and how to survive this deadly flu season, go to my website, rayreinharts.blog, or even Google how to survive the 2018 flu season. I've got that 2+ hour extensive informative vlog going over all of my medical books as well as my homeopathic and herbalist stuff and all my personal recipes, as well as some of the tincture kind of recipes that I make. Any kind of options and all the symptoms are listed out of anything that's going on with you. And again, if anybody's interested in having, an actual health horoscope done, see when you're most likely to be susceptible to weak immune systems, or when will be certain times of the year, specifically this year and beyond, that you will likely be susceptible, or symptoms that for you personally that will arise when you start to have weak or immune deficiencies, you can contact me, rayreinharts@gmail.com, or just go to my website as well and look in the services section, and you can schedule an actual health horoscope consultation, and satisfaction is guaranteed. I never walk away and just say that's it. I will continue to work with you until we've resolved whatever questions, problems, or whatever that you've asked, and I've basically told you that I can help you resolve. So it's worth a shot. It could save your life or somebody else's life. And so also share this. And I just recently, this morning, posted a 6-minute really short video on fever and what are the ranges of an acceptable fever, when you need intervention, etc., what's the importance of it, and some potential remedies to help combat the fever or any of the extreme symptoms when you're first coming down with the severe portions of this flu strain that's going around. So stay safe, stay healthy, and yeah, good luck everybody.